We live inside an engine of infinite stimulation. At any given moment, there are 10,000 things competing for a fraction of your focus. Access to every color, sound, and dopamine hit ever engineered has arrived alongside record levels of anxiety and a pervasive, lingering numbness. The volume of our consumption has begun to outpace our capacity to feel. While it is tempting to blame smartphones or algorithms, this burnout stems from a vulnerability in our biology that predates the digital age by millennia. Over 2,500 years ago, Chapter 12 of the Tao Te Ching provided a psychological profile of this sensory decay. The Tao Te Ching is a foundational ancient Chinese philosophical text, attributed to the sage Laozi, focusing on living in harmony with the natural order of the universe. Recognizing this ancient diagnosis changes the nature of the conversation. It suggests that our modern attention crisis is a philosophical problem that requires us to examine the very way we perceive the world. The text opens by detailing the erosion of our senses. The 5 colors blind the eye. The 5 notes deafen the ear. The 5 tastes dull the palate. This line graph illustrates sensory adaptation. When we bombard ourselves with extreme inputs, our baseline threshold physically shifts upward. Because it's now so high, the quiet satisfaction of a simple meal registers as a flat line. Subtle experiences no longer reach our perception threshold. Lao Tzu used the terms blindness and deafness to describe the end result of this desensitization. When our environment's intensity is permanently turned up to 10, 10 becomes the new 0. Modern platforms exploit this biological loop. To pierce our rising numbness, they engineer increasingly louder, brighter, and faster stimuli, forcing our baseline even higher. This cycle of chronic overindulgence functions as an active process of sensory deprivation, where the more we take in, the less we are able to experience. The text then shifts from passive inputs to active pursuits, warning that riding and hunting madden the mind, and rare goods hinder conduct. Today, the hunt describes the endless loop of status seeking and dopamine chasing. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter in the brain associated with motivation and reward. This constant pursuit of the next rare good keeps the mind in a state of agitation that halts actual personal growth. To counter this, the text offers a specific solution. Therefore, the sage is for the belly and not for the eye. This diagram shows 2 modes. On the left, the eye is an insatiable funnel draining into a bottomless pit, taking in everything without feeling full. On the right, the belly has a healthy limit. Once met, the vessel seals shut, signaling satisfaction. Psychological stability requires shifting our focus away from the infinite capacity of the eye and toward the achievable satisfaction of the belly. This leads to the text's final instruction. Therefore, he discards the one and takes the other. This philosophy focuses on practical limits rather than demanding total isolation. It suggests a way to live in the world without being overwhelmed by it. In a modern context, this translates to active curation, the deliberate filtering of external noise to protect your internal capacity for feeling. You apply this filter whenever you recognize a desire that belongs to the eye, like the urge to join an endless digital scroll or chase a status-driven purchase, and choose to opt out in favor of what actually sustains you. While living for the eye is a state of constant, exhausting motion, living for the belly allows for a sense of profound stillness and presence. In an environment engineered to weaponize our focus, we are faced with a choice: ruthlessly curate our inputs or lose our clarity to the sensory trap. When the world offers an infinite, exhausting access, the most effective rebellion is simply being satisfied,